If I ask you how to set up a NAP, you may be thinking I'm looking for a place to take a nap. But if you're like me, a Cisco Secure Firewall user, you know what I'm talking about. In the Cisco Secure Firewall, NAP means the Network Analysis Policy. It governs how traffic is decoded and pre-processed for further evaluation. This advanced feature is especially helpful to evaluate anomalous traffic that might signal an intrusion attempt. This traffic preprocessing occurs before an intrusion policy inspects packets in detail. I am Nazmul from the Cisco Security Business Group. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create, modify, and associate a NAP that is based on Snort 3. The Snort 3 is supported on any Cisco Secure Firewalls running the software version 7.0 or greater. First, let's see how to create a Network Analysis Policy or NAP. To configure a NAP, navigate to the Policies menu and select Intrusion. When the Intrusion Policy page appears, you will find a tab for Network Analysis Policy. Select that tab. Now click on the Create Policy button. When the configuration window appears, give a name to the policy and click on the Save button to save the policy. Here, a Network Analysis Policy has been created. As this management center is running software version 7.0, it supports both versions of Snort, the Snort 2 and Snort 3. Now, I'm going to modify the NAP. But before I modify anything, I would like to show you what is inside a NAP. Since we love using the latest and greatest releases, I'll be using the Snort 3 in this video. On the NAP configuration page, click on the Snort 3 version. A pop-up window appears to warn you about the impact of any customization of the default settings. Click Yes if you want to continue. In the Policy Editor page, you will find a list of inspectors. In Snort 3, the inspectors are not in a one-to-one mapping with the Snort 2 preprocessors. You'll notice two types of inspectors, singleton and multi-ton. Singleton inspectors contain one instance. Settings of a singleton inspector are applied to the entire traffic. In contrast, multi-ton inspectors contain multiple instances. These inspectors support configuring settings based on specific conditions such as network, port, or VLAN. There is also another type of inspector called binder inspector. Binder inspector defines the flow when a certain inspector has to be accessed and taken into consideration. When the traffic matches the conditions defined in the binder inspector, only then the configurations for that inspector come into effect. Now, let's see how to enable an inspector that is disabled by default. For example, here you can see that the DNP3 inspector is disabled. To modify the default settings, click on the pencil icon next to the overridden configuration section. To enable it, just change the value from false to true. The user interface allows you to see the differences between the default settings and your changes. If you need to enable multiple inspectors, follow the same steps. Click the pencil icon and change the value from false to true. You can enable as many inspectors as you need. In this video, I'm simply showing you how to override system-defined configurations and enable inspectors. You can use this user interface to modify a lot of advanced options of Snort. Once the desired inspectors are enabled, you must click the Save button to save your changes. At this point, the NAP we have created is not currently associated with any firewalls. But we're going to do it now. Navigate to the Policies menu and select Access Control to find the access control policy that you want to deploy to your firewall. Click the pencil icon next to the policy name to edit the policy. When the policy opens, go to the Advanced tab. Under the Network Analysis and Intrusion Policies section, use the pencil icon to modify the default selections. Here, you can select the NAP you created earlier. Don't forget to save the access control policy to save your changes. Now, if you go back to the NAP configuration page, you'll notice that a firewall device is now associated with the NAP we created before. That's all. Now is the time to deploy the policy to the threat defense. Remember, deployment of a policy could trigger an interruption with traffic inspection. Therefore, to deploy a policy, you should consider a maintenance window outside of your business hours.